Hi everyone, welcome back here with Expat Australian, and this is my review for dating in Italy. Dating in Italy has changed a lot over the years. I lived in Italy in Rome for many years, and I actually met my first husband in Italy, and this was going back in the 90s. So in those days, it was a very different city than it is today, and a very different demographic than it is today. But still, the Italians do like to date. They do like to meet somebody for a relationship, and that you could have luck meeting somebody and getting married there, especially if you're in your 20s. You could definitely have luck meeting somebody for marriage in Italy. I would say, especially after people have been married and divorced in Italy or separated and they've got kids, life becomes complicated there for whatever reason. You've got toxic ex-wives and you've got kids and you've got men who just want to play around, and you have, a lot of people having affairs. The Italians are notorious for having extramarital affairs, especially if they're married. So, you could then come across, married men who say that they're single, or married women who say that they're single and they're actually married and they're having an affair with somebody else, or married people having affairs with married people. If you wanted to settle down and meet a partner and somebody a little bit more maybe level-headed, down to earth, less playerish and less liarish, if you are Western, I would go more to the northern parts of Italy, so parts of like Lucca, Firenze, Florence, Torino, Milan, Venice, Veneto areas, Verona, Genoa. Keeping it northern, I'd go more north than south. If you want to kind of meet somebody on a certain level who has a profession, who is, interesting, who is available for marriage, and maybe they've never been married, I would say it's better for, and you could be, male or female and looking for male or female in Italy. It doesn't really matter. But I think it's easier for people who are younger, in their 20s and 30s, to meet somebody for a relationship in Italy. It might get a little bit harder later on in life, just because I think that when people get married, if they get divorced or separated, sometimes they don't remarry. It's another one of those places where they don't remarry, or they don't like to remarry, or they just want to be single, or they've got other influences from the family, from the children, toxic exes floating around, that type of thing that prevents them from having a relationship. If you meet somebody who's never been married, or they've been divorced, they've got no kids, then it's a lot cleaner. And especially if they're more educated. So in Italy, we still have a lot of class levels of people. And there's also a very big international community there of lots of different immigrants. So they've got kind of like an immigration situation. So if you're looking for more of an exotic sort of partner who might have been there for a long time, they speak fluent Italian because they've been born there, whether they're Filipino, Sri Lankan, African. You could very well find somebody there like that, definitely. But looking at the Italians, there's all different sorts of social levels and social statuses. So I would just be careful, like, who it is you're looking at, who it is you're dating. Make sure that they're, from a good family, and meet their family and that type of thing, and just see what they're all about before really getting involved with them. Because from what I have heard from some of my clients, and I've got a lot of clients who have dated in Italy and been with various Italians, the Italians can spin stories, especially the men, can spin stories and sort of like trick or confuse girls that come in who might be wanting a serious relationship. They could tell them a story that's not actually true. So I would look at that. If you are gay and you want to meet an Italian guy, I would say probably go more towards Milan. From what I know, there could be other areas, so please comment below if there are other areas for the gay audience, because I do have quite a large gay audience as well. So they might be interested in meeting some nice Italian guy. And I would say stick to the northern places Probably Milano would be your best pick, I would say. It's more international, it's more fashion, more into fashion and that type of thing, working in and around the fashion industry. So I think Italians can be good partners um, if they are, it's like anywhere. If they're a good person and they're educated in their own, personality, educated or educated from their family, or they come from a good family with good ethics and morals, I feel like, those sort of Italians are the ones to go towards and around. And a lot of Italians will date just other Italians because they like speaking Italian. So if you are going to Italy and wanting to date an Italian guy or girl, it might be a good idea to learn Italian, because they would appreciate that. And also to or if you do speak other languages like Spanish, a lot of Italians speak fluent Spanish very easily, or they're French educated as well. A lot of Italians were educated in French, and some of them speak English. More of them speak English today than they used to, and there's more English-speaking Italians in the northern areas, especially around the business districts like Milan and the northern parts of Italy. So I hope you enjoyed my review on dating in Italy, and let me know how you go and what happens. Take care. Ciao for now.